Chamberlain a little bit down this year from what we've seen in the past couple, and meanwhile, Kenston, under the leadership of Tom Manning, is on the upswing, and Chamberlain's going to have its hands full, and they're going to need a real good performance if they're going to come out on top tonight, especially by that guy right there, Dave Mariola.
Yeah, he's been in the business for quite a long time. Interestingly enough, I spoke with him right before the match. We were talking a little bit, he's been running the Longwood Y program for so many years, and has produced so many good wrestlers that he says that he's really not getting as many kids from the Longwood program anymore, and it could be a reason why his program might be down right now. A lot of the kids are ending up going to other schools like Hudson and Nordonia, some of the area schools, they're not going over to Twinsburg.
Well, 103 right now, we have Chad Castins from Twinsburg facing Joe Triscaro of Kenston. I might as well tell you right away that the first three from Kenston have a combined record of 39-9. Beginning with this guy right here, Junior Joe Triscaro, who's 13-4, and he took a fourth last week at the Western Reserve Conference Tournament, which is one of the better league tournaments you're going to run into all year long, and he's getting back points already.
Yeah, he just needs to settle in here for a little bit, collect this three, and then he has to adjust. Didn't get his pin, but he doesn't understand the match off the way he wanted to with the 5-point move. Has the leg sunk deep in. He's trying to apply a power half right now. No success. You know, I don't know about you, but I remember when I wrestled, a good cradle guy was always difficult to wrestle because he was always looking for it. They catch you in that cradle, it's tough to get out of that.
And you'll see later with Corrigan, who likes to throw the cradles in the upper weights. What we mean by someone who uses a good cradle. 5-point lead right now, and poor Kenston's getting cranked on. Once again, with all the league changes, Kenston and Twinsburg in the same league, the Western Reserve Conference. And like I said, this is Tommy Manning's first year as head coach for Kenston, and he's really done a great job so far putting together a good team along with Bob Nisley and Bob Hunt. They took a fourth at their own tournament out of 17, and last week they were fourth out of 12, and that was a strong 12 teams last week. You know, so Ravenna and Solon and Nordonia all ranked.
That's nice to see a good conference like that. You know, you don't see things in the Walsh teams in any kind of a conference, but you know, that's definitely the elite conference, I think, in the state. And probably will be for a long, long time, because
Right.
Solon and Kenston and Twinsburg and Nordonia and those schools have always had real strong teams. And I think anytime you throw a successful college wrestler who knows how to teach moves and teach basics like a Tom Manning into a head coaching position, it's going to be nothing but good for a wrestling program.
Tommy, a state champ from Willoughby South a few years around your era.
Mm-hmm.
And why do I know so much? He went on 4 spring breaks with me, so I'm pretty familiar with him. He wrestled for Kent.
So, of course, I'm sure he behaved.
Oh, yeah.
So all of his wrestlers know. Before we forget, it's probably a good idea to shout out to Bob Nisley, congratulate him and his lovely wife, Mindy, who just got married a couple of weeks ago. Mindy, of course, is a first-grade teacher, I think, at the Wilcox.
Wilcox, right. Right now, Triscaro once again with a 6-point lead. He leads. It's going to change a little bit. It's going to be an 8-point lead. It's going to change again.
Looks like it's going to be a 12-point lead. Or, excuse me, 11-point lead. As I catch up with the score. Well, Triscaro is definitely having his way right now.
Seconds still left in the opening period, and a very hefty 12-1 lead. In the 103-pound weight class here at Chamberlain, it was stalemate will begin once again.
You know, this is a real good example, especially in a lighter weight that's dominated by mostly freshmen and sophomores, 103 pounds. Anytime you're a junior or a senior and you're able to bring that mat experience that you've been able to gather through the year, it pays off big dividends when you're able to stay in those light weight classes, because you really are wrestling a majority of underclassmen who, you know, maybe haven't as matured nearly as much as you have. And I think that's what we're seeing here tonight.
Well, you're seeing it right away, because Triscaro, like we said, the junior, Kenston's meanwhile only a freshman. All three of Kenston's first three guys are two juniors and a senior, so you're right, they all kept their weights down. There's two more for near fall. 14-1 now, he flips him again before this penalty. It's only 7 seconds left. That's out of line in period 1, and I don't think it's going to last too much longer in period 2. Fiscaro racking up the points. You know, you were talking about that conference, Michael, and I think you need to stress about the powerhouses. You have Ravenna ranked second in the state Division 2. You have Verdonia ranked second in the state Division 1. You know, and Twinsburg constantly ranked. Meanwhile, when we talk about Aurora later, they're ranked 5th in Division 3. So, you know, we are in a hotbed of area. You know, Solon's ranked in Ravenna.
And I think it's real easy to figure out why these teams are as good as they are. It stems from their head coaching position. A lot of head coaches in the sport of wrestling, even especially in high school, never wrestled on a collegiate level, never wrestled successfully on a high school level. If you look at the schools that we've mentioned, the Solon, Verdonia, Twinsburg, even Ravenna and Hudson even, have very good head coaching positions that can teach these kids the basics of how to do it. And as you had said earlier in the period, this wasn't going to last much longer, and it really did.
Well, it did, and that's the end because of the 15-point rule. The final score, Joe Triscaro of Kenston in the 103-pound weight class wins 16-1 over Kenston, who unfortunately will take his lumps as a freshman on the varsity mat. But we get to 112 pounds, and Michael, we have one of Twinsburg's premier wrestlers.
Yeah, we do. We have Brooks from Twinsburg. Brooks is having another good year for the Tigers. He's at 13-4, has a couple of first-place finishes in some tournaments, the Hudson and the Solon tournament. He's going to be wrestling somebody who's not a slouch himself against Matt Mechanics. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Who's a junior with a 13-2 record, who also finished first in the Western Reserve Conference. So he's got some good credentials himself. We should see a real interesting bout here. I asked Tom Manning before the match started. I said, "What's the match to watch tonight?" He said, "This is fun."
It, huh? Well, if I'm not mistaken, Brooks has dropped from 119 pounds. I think that he's wrestled. This might be the first time he's been down in 112 this year.
We're real easy to see if you cut the weight right. Come second and third.
Yeah, we'll see how much he's breathing here. Once again, if you're joining us, it's a matchup of Western Reserve Conference foes, Kenston and Chamberlain. And the first wrestling match we've had this year. As we go on through the night here, I'm going to promote what we have coming on next week because I'm very excited about it, and you'll be part of that along with probably Jeff Coggill and John Riva. I assume they're going to be on the second man. We'll explain what's going on with the triangular we have next week planned for all three of our teams of the consortium area.
It'll be a nice tradition to start. And hopefully the athletic directors can do a good job of making sure that stays open.
Right. We're scoreless in the first period, 41 seconds left. Brooks and Matt Mechanics, we'll call them. Stalemate, and they'll start again.
Well, this is the story that most closely matched up matches that you'll see in wrestling is, both kids don't want to make a mistake, so not a lot happens early. And it's not until points get scored until you see the match get interesting. We finally saw our first shot there, and they collided. So it's not going to be a real entertaining match, unfortunately, until they get things rolling.
See what college wrestling matches look like, because they're pretty much even all the way through, and you don't have a lot of scoring because each guy spends this entire first period filling each other out and seeing what the other guy has.
Right.
That's how we're going to end scoreless.
And that's, and a lot of times people don't actually realize that most matches are won and lost with the tie-up and who has control in that tie. And that's really what we see out there so far is a good battle of positioning, and both guys are trying to have control with their tie, and really they're just kind of neutralizing each other.
And we go back, we've seen Brooks since he's a freshman. We go back to talking about experience in the lower weights. Both these guys are juniors, so it's that much harder to feel each other out because they both have had a lot of experience already in in their careers here. This is their third year for each one of them on the varsity.
That's right. And Brooks has the cradle locked up here. So you can take them over.
Up.
And Mechanics might be getting lucky and getting out of this one.
No points
He did
yet.
get lucky. Not only did he get out of it, but he may have.
You get a point for a mistake there.
Yeah. And I was going to mention it. It's usually the biggest sin of all high school wrestlers, which is the inability to come up with a good first move on the bottom. That's what almost cost Matt Mechanics back points. Anytime you go to your back in a cradle and you get out of it without being scored on, you're lucky. He was extraordinarily lucky because not only did he get out of the cradle, he got out of the bottom position altogether.
And scored. I think Brooks just had an awkward position trying to take it back like he did. So they're both neutral on their feet, and right now, Mechanics with the lead 1-0.
I think one of these kids got to get nailed for a stalling, to be honest with you, because these make them loosen it up a little bit. Sometimes one stalling warning is a good one to call. Make them do something. And right now, it probably would throw it up against Brooks because Mechanics is definitely being the aggressor right now with the lead. About 30 seconds left here in the second period. We got Matt Mechanics up 1-0 on what we've considered a very lucky escape point.
Yeah. If they're not going to call stalling, I would say call stalemate. They're not doing that. 15 seconds now left, period 2. Once again, Brooks, first at Solon, first at Hudson, 13-4 record as a junior.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, I'm a big advocate of when you line up on the slot, looking at the other guy, seeing if he's actually ready. Neither of these guys actually appear to be all that ready when they line up. Both of them have their elbows resting on their knee. Both are real subject to a quick shot right off the whistle.
And no first move from Brooks.
Nope.
Of course, this is about the time where you see how the weight loss is coming in effect.
Yep. You know, it never ceases that first move is something that the coaches preach about every single week, and hand control they preach about every single week. If the kids would do it, it'd make their life a lot easier. Like right now, one of this stuff that really happening, Mr. Brooks feels very good at all.
Mechanics is riding that arm bar, trying to flip over Brooks. He needs to establish some hand control and get back to his base here.
If I'm Mechanics, I keep running this. I stay off his hip and I try and run it. Don't force anything. You're up by 1 point. You've got a pinning hold on the guy. They won't stop the match.
1 minute left. 33.
Oh, terrible call.
I don't like that either.
Terrible call. They're not supposed to stop that if he's got the leg in it unless he's up in the air.
Both of them were on the mat. I don't understand why they stopped it myself. It should have been caution there. He started early.
Yep. I don't think this referee understands exactly how the legs work and that kind of stuff, but that should not be getting stopped because of potential danger. That's a bad call, I think. I think we're starting to see a little bit of the effects of dropping the weight class right this second. Don't worry, Brooke, it's a ploy I used to use too.
I used it all the time.
Get too tired, all you gotta do is find a place that you think you're a little sore and take a breather.
Till you get it down pat like I did and make your nose bleed on command, then you get a nice long break. Look at some of the crowd here at Chamberlain.
Unfortunately, I really had to get hit hard in the nose to make my nose bleed. 51 seconds left in the third period. The score is still 1-0 in favor of Matt Mechanics.
Suddenly that little break looks like it came in handy. Twinsburg needs to get his leg free here.
Single move is what he should do. He's going to get close to potentially dangerous. You watch this.
The way he has the knee going in.
Yep. Got to reach back and attack the hands is all you have to do there. He's crawling that hard. All you got to do is reach back and rip off his hand.
20 seconds left. Mechanics is still in control. Oh! 10.
Control.
He's going to end up squeaking this one out, Michael.
Very fortunate to get a victory, but I don't think anybody deserves to win from Game Steve. That's part of being a complete wrestler.
You know, you're right. If you can't get out, you're not going to get out down in Dayton, that's for sure. You need to be able to get out on the bottom. And a 1-0 lead turns into a 1-0 victory for Matt Mechanics of Kenston, and it raises the point total here. Kenston 8, Chamberlain nothing, and it brings us to the third gun for the Kenston Bombers, who will be at 119 pounds. Jeff Barney, a senior, 13-3 record. He won the Western Reserve Conference last week. And you will have Sean Rowlands, who, unfortunately, like Chad Gaskins, does not have a lot of varsity experience. He's only a freshman.
You know, you can see some of the effects of having a coach like a Tom Manning in your corner when as you watch the Kenston kids tie up. Yeah, they're still ear to ear, which is probably one of the worst things you can do, but you can see how they control the elbows, looking for the line process.
Something else too, Michael, if you think about it. Most coaches, if you think Dave Mariola, who's nothing against Mr. Mariola, but is getting up there now in years, but if you think of Dave Jr., he'd only be able to really physically get on a man and work out with his upper weights, where Manning is, he's just a little peapod as usual, and he can work with these first three kids in the room,
right,
and go head to head with them, and bump heads with them, they're only going to get tougher.
Well, he was one of those guys who was fortunate to be able to stay in low weight classes his entire career as well. As he did, you know, in college, I believe he was a 118 pounder all 4 years.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, that's a heck of an advantage.
And he went to nationals. So I'm sure that he, you know, isn't afraid to put on the clothes and get down with these three kids there in the opening weights, and that's probably why they have almost 40 victories amongst them.
Although I'm sure the kids don't really enjoy it very much.
No. Right now, Varney once again completely in control, only with a 2-point lead, but I think he's just trying to really work out Sean Rowlands. He's giving up a little bit more points here. Two for the near fall, now a 4-point lead. 10 seconds left opening period.
Some of the hardest people ever to wrestle are the people that don't have a lot of mat experience, because they don't react the way that you think they're going to.
You know, you and I, yeah, we've talked about it before. It didn't happen a lot to me because I was an upper weight, but when you were a senior and you're wrestling a freshman, you think, well, that'd be the easiest thing in the world. And you know, being in a lower weight, when you do come across these kids, that you're right. If they're unorthodox and you're not familiar with something coming out of left field, you can take an elbow that you're not expecting and a lot of other things that normally you wouldn't see when you have a more experienced kid out there wrestling.
Yeah, for the most part, the unorthodox guys are all elbows and knees. Quick hello to the heck of this clan over there.
Yeah, I see that. I see Ron's helping Ben bulked up back to 215 from 171.
I'm glad you said it, Nike. Nice shot here by Sean Rowland, but he's unable to finish. My bad. He was actually trying to stop me at skate point. But anyways, he's still unable to finish that single leg. You
got to think that Mr. Mariola expected not to score a lot of. He might have thought that Brooks would come through, but I don't think he would expect either one of his freshmen to win, which means it's very important at 125 coming up that Jim Mahalik for Chamberlain gets them on the board.
Yeah, it is. You know, the hard thing about this, when I was speaking with Coach Mariola and Tom Manning, they've got some matchups here that Twinsburg should look to win. But when you've got the matchups that you should look to win, I think Brooks was the first guy that they were hoping would be able to pull out a victory. With him not winning, it means that there's that much more pressure over the other wrestlers who are expected to win. And in that, I mean that they're going to be expected to technical fall or pin kicks.
Well, and let's just ignore the point total, just momentum-wise, and get the crowd into it. You come up with Brooke gets away there at the end or reverses and comes up with a last-minute victory. Suddenly the momentum swing goes right to Chamberlain, because right now they're just sitting up there and there's not a lot to cheer about.
I'd give that a resounding agreement.
Nothing against Sean, but you know he'll also take his lumps, but they only get better when you get experience out here as a freshman. I only wrestled one varsity match as a freshman. You had what, like 30?
Something like that. It definitely helps. It helps your confidence. You realize you can compete on that level.
And it happens right away. I remember going out as a sophomore and being, oh geez, here we go. I'm on the varsity mat. Where you would come out as a sophomore, when you have that much wrestling under your belt, you're right. A lot more confidence comes your way.
I'll tell you what, Sean Rowland is in on a nice shot here.
There's a strength factor there.
And then he got hit by Jim, but he did the worst thing.
Uh-oh.
That's really dangerous. I don't know who that is. Hurt himself.
I didn't see how that happened.
I didn't either.
Well, through all that melee, it's 12-1 right now. Jeff Barney on top of Sean Rollins right now with 5.5 seconds left here in period number 2. You know, that might give us a little bit of time here. I want to tell you once again next week, well, we'll be taping next week for a future airing, but Nordonia and Aurora and Twinsburg will be in the first annual Cable 9 Triangular Wrestling match, which will be taking place this year at Aurora High School. And I'm looking for this to be an ongoing fun event. The 3 consortium teams will wrestle each other, and we'll have awards and t-shirts, and I understand a lot of the old alumni may be coming out to this, and you and I will be there, and we'll have 2 sets of people going at one time, because there'll be 2 mats going, but it should be a real good time. Once again, that starts on January 24th at Aurora High School, and round 1 begins at 6:30. So if you're watching this during the week, you may want to free up your calendar and come to Aurora next Saturday and check it out.
How are they going to have 2 mats going? Are they just drawing the names out of a pool?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't realize this isn't going to be a true triangular in a sense. They're just going to have the 103, like what they'll do at weigh-ins. One team will be Team A, Team B, and Team C, and then they'll have the 103s going on one mat, the 112 on the mat next to them. So the actual match should only take about an hour for each one of the rounds. So about 3 hours worth. So really, it's more like a round robin type deal.
Yeah.
Third period, Barney once again leading 12-1 over Sean Rollins, a freshman from Chamberlain.
Not a heck of a lot of action right now. Well, we need 2 more points here again at 119, and we're going to have another match on short. Not really uncommon to see that an experienced guy with as much success as Jeff Hardy has had, technical falling, Sean Rowland, who really hasn't had much experience.
You know, and it is, because let's face it, Sean has taken a pretty nasty beating here, and if he can get away without getting pinned, that's pretty much of a moral victory. Did you give him 2 here?
Yeah, he sure did. That should be over.
That's it.
Referee.
Is the end of the 119th pound weight class. Once again, the final score as we had in the opening round. Our opening match, 16-1. Jeff Varney over Sean Rowland, and this brings us to Mr. Mahalik, and go ahead and tell us about the 125-pound weight class.
Well, as you said, at 125 pounds for the chairman.